So, all right, a very good evening guys, and welcome to this live session on ratio and proportions for your upcoming IBPS PU exam, which is about 30 days away from now. And I'm sure with this limited time available, your preparation must already be in its highest gear now. If not, it's time for you all to pull your socks up and leave no stone unturned. Remember, practice, practice and more practice. These are the only 3 shortcuts I would recommend for you to boost your scores in this highly competitive exam, right? Now today's session, like you all know, is on ratio and proportion, a very simple concept, but very, very useful at the same time. And there can be multiple usages of this particular concept in your exam, right? I mean, you may not get a direct question on ratio and proportion, but it could be questions on data interpretation where this concept is required, or it could be a question on time and work, we need to use this logic, or it could be a question from time and distance, or profit and loss, or simple and compound interest. You understand, it's a very important concept. It's like percentage, right? It has applications in multiple topics. Likewise, the knowledge of ratio and proportion is very, very useful in answering questions. So I am hoping all of you already know the concept. You understand what ratio is, what proportion means, how do you break a number in the given ratio, or from the ratio how do you understand what the total value is, right? All these are basics. If you are not thorough with these concepts, please go back and watch our videos available on the YouTube channel under the playlist of ratio and proportion. In today's session, I'm going to take up some questions based on this topic. Now the questions may appear to be simple, some may be like very easy to solve, some may take a little time to arrive at the answer, but don't kind of immediately judge that is this what we are going to face in the exam. No, you may not get these kind of questions in the exam, but what we are trying to do here is revisit the concept to get the basics right. And if you're able to answer these questions easily without committing any mistake, then you can be then you can rest assured that it's going to be a breeze for you when it comes to ratio and proportions in the exam. Okay, so with that context, let me start the discussion on ratio and proportion. I will throw questions at you one after the other, give you some time to solve, and then discuss the solution. The first question from this topic of ratio and proportions is on your screens now. I hope all of you are able to see the question here. How do you solve this? What does it say? It tells that a person bought some rice and wheat for rupees 380. The ratio of the weight of rice and wheat is 4:3, and the price of an equal amount of rice and wheat is in the ratio of 5:6. The rice was bought of worth rupees what? Was it rupees 380, 300, 200, 180 and 150? Now by the time you finish reading the question, you must know that option 1 gets eliminated, because the total amount that you have spent in buying rice and wheat is rupees 380. The total itself is 380 for rice and wheat. So how can rice alone be worth 380? Or if rice is worth 380, then you are saying wheat has got no value. But then we know that there was a considerable weight of wheat and there is a considerable price for a quantity of wheat. You're getting it? So wheat cannot be ignored fully. So 380 is eliminated. Don't even mark that as an answer, even if you want to go by a random guess. Now it could be any of the remaining options. What do you do? See, this is the expense, the total expense. 380 rupees is the total expense on rice and wheat. What is expense or what is expenditure? Expenditure is price into quantity. Expenditure is price into quantity. Let's say you buy 5 kgs of rice at 40 rupees per kg. What is your expense? 5 into 40. Quantity is 5 kgs, price is 40 per kg. So 40 times 5, 200 rupees is the expense. So now what we need to do is split this 380 into 2 parts. Split this 380 in terms of amount for rice and amount for wheat. And the amount for rice is what is going to be your answer. Now we know that the amount here is dependent on price and quantity. The price ratio is given as 5:6. For an equal amount of rice and wheat, the ratio is 5:6. Meaning if 1 kg of rice is taken, you pay 5x. For 1 kg of wheat, you will pay 6x. And the ratio of weights is given as 4:3. So I can simply say that the expenditure on rice is to expenditure on wheat. You don't have to write the steps in the exam. I'm just trying to explain to you in detail. Expenditure of rice is to expenditure on wheat is going to be price on rice is to into quantity of rice is to price of wheat into quantity of wheat. So what is the price factor of rice? 5. Let's say this is, to make things simpler, let's say this is 3x and 4x. This will be 5y and 6y. So actually x and y doesn't matter because those are going to get cancelled anyways. So the expense on rice is going to be 5y into 4x, and the expense on wheat is going to be 6y into 3x. So what's the final ratio? 5 4s 20xy is to 6 3s 18xy. That's it. xy anyway gets eliminated, right? So you don't have to worry about that. So all you need to do when you're solving this question in the exam is multiply 4 with 5, that gives you 20. Multiply 3 with 6, that gives you 18. So the ratio is going to be 20:18, which is 10:9. That's it. Now divide 380 in this ratio. 380 has to be divided in this ratio. What do we want? We want the price of rice. Rice was worth how much? Rice is at 20 parts, right? This is rice is to wheat. Be careful. Usually where we go wrong is the ratio is wheat is to rice and we consider it as rice is to wheat. You know, that can be the silliest mistake that you would commit in the exam. So don't commit such errors. So what is the value of rice? 20 parts or 10 parts out of total. 10 plus 9, 19 into 380. Again, I'm writing these steps to help you understand the calculation, but when you do it yourself in the exam, cut down the number of steps you put on paper. This goes 20 times 10 is 200. So your answer has to be option 3. Okay. So, you know, the question simply boils down to the fact that 380 is there, divided in the ratio of 10:9. How do you arrive at 10:9 is what is the requirement there, right? So 10:9 is the expense on rice is to expense on wheat, which is dependent on price and quantity. So I think a very simple one, and I would be really disappointed if anyone goes wrong here, right? 200 is the answer. In my view, you need not put pen on paper for this. 4 5s 20, 6 3s 18, 20:18. Divide 380 in the ratio of 20:18. 200 and 180. That's the answer. Okay, so option 3, 200 is the answer here. Moving on to the next question on your screens now. Look at this. If X runs are scored by A, Y runs by B, and Z runs by C, then X is to Y equals to Y is to Z equals to 3:2. If the total number of runs scored by A, B, C is 342, the runs scored by each would be respectively. Again, a very simple question. He says total of A, B, C, A plus B plus C equals to 342. Sum of A, B, C is 342. And the ratio of A is to B is equals to 3:2, and B is to C is also equals to 3:2. You're getting it? X, Y, Z are nothing but A, B, C. A scored A runs, B scored B runs, C scored C runs, let's assume. So this is the data known to us. He's asking us to find out the individual values. Now, before you jump to solving these equations, I think eliminate the options. See, the total has to be 342. If I look at option 3, I know that total cannot be 342 because all the numbers are ending in 0. Some will also end with 0. Unit digit method. Remember? Unit digit method. We had discussed this a few days back. Apply unit digit method. Option C gets eliminated. 3 gets eliminated, right? 0, 0, 0. It will add to 0, end with 0. I want the number to be ending with 2. Eliminated. Look at option 4. 9 plus 6. 5. 5 plus 4. 9. It will end in 9. I want the answer to be ending in this. Look at option 1. 4 plus 6. 10, which is 0. 0 plus 4. 4. This also gets eliminated. Option 2 might be the possible answer because 2 plus 8 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. It ends in 2. So one condition is satisfied. A plus B plus C should be ending in 2. That condition is satisfied here. In fact, you can actually sum it up, right? 162 plus 108 is 270. 270 plus 72 is 342. Now check the other two conditions. If the other two conditions also satisfy in option 2, then that's your answer. Otherwise, you can mark option 5. What are the other two conditions? If you take the first two numbers, 162 is to 108, the ratio has to be what? 3:2. Check. This is 54 into 2. This is 54 into 3. Yes, this condition is satisfied. This is actually 3:2. The third condition is when you take B is to C, 108 and 72, the ratio should be 3:2. Yes, this is 36 times 3, 36 times 2. So 3:2 again. All the three conditions are satisfied. Option 2 has to be the answer. And the underlying power which you can use here is your numerical skills. Right? If you're good with numbers, see, this whole idea that you should look at 162 and 108 and be able to decide whether it is 3:2 or not depends on your numerical skills. If you start cancelling with 2, 162 by 108, 81s are, 54s are, then 3 into 27, 3 into 18. If you're doing that drama, then you're not the smartest of the candidates in the exam, right? You may clear the sectional cutoff, but you'll not be able to maximize your score. For you to be able to score maximum, you should do things in a simple manner. And I think the shortcut for all the topics of quantitative aptitude is the way you look at numbers, the way you deal with numbers. So the moment I look at 162, 108, 72, I know that 342 is the sum. I know that the first two numbers are in the ratio of 3:2, and the second and third numbers are also in the ratio of 3:2. And that's it. There ends the matter. Moving on, next question on your screens now. Try this. A man ordered 4 pairs of black socks and some pairs of brown socks. The price of black socks is double that of a brown pair. While preparing the bill, the clerk interchanged the number of black and brown pairs by mistake, which increased the bill by 50%. The ratio of number of black and brown pairs of socks in the original order was. Interesting question. Let's see how many of you get the answer. A man ordered 4 pairs of black socks and some pairs of brown socks. Let's assume B pairs of brown socks or X pairs of brown socks. Right? So what is the ratio? 4:X. The ratio is 4:X. Number of socks. This is number of socks or number of pairs, whatever you call it. Number of pairs is 4:X. 4 pairs of black socks is to X pairs of brown socks. If there are 4:X. I mean, there cannot be 8 pairs, right? It's very clearly given that there are 4 pairs. This is some number X here. We do not know what that number X is. The price of black socks is double that of brown pair. Now, when it comes to price, this is quantity, let's say Q. When it comes to price, the ratio is what? 2:1. See, the price of black, we are taking what ratio? Black is to brown. Black is to brown ratio. So, black is to brown, quantity ratio is 4:X. Black is to brown, price ratio is 2:1. Yes or no? Quantity ratio is 4:X, price ratio is 2:1. Because price of black is double. So, if this is 1 rupee, this will be 2 rupees. Or if this is X rupees, this is going to be 2X rupees. Now, it goes back to the same concept, right? We know that expense is actually price into quantity. You understand? You getting it? Yeah. So, now what does it say? While preparing the bill, the clerk interchanged the number of black and brown pairs by mistake. So, while preparing the bill, the clerk interchanged the number of black and brown pairs. This got interchanged. Instead of taking it as 4:X, he took it as X:4. You're getting it? These were interchanged. 4:X became X:4. And that increased the bill by 50%. That increased the bill by 50%. Now try to understand. What is going to be the original bill? Original bill. Or rather actual bill. Actual bill and wrong bill, let's say, right? What is going to be the actual bill? You understand? By actual I mean the correct bill. Correct bill versus wrong bill. What should be the correct bill? The correct bill will be 4 into 2, 8 plus X. Or let's say 2Y and Y. I mean, just to avoid confusion, right? Let's say this is going to be 2Y is to Y. 2Y is to Y. Price. Or 2P is to P, whatever it is. So, what is going to be the... I think we can live with 2:1 as well. Why don't we just take 2:1? Or we do not know. So let's take it as 2P and P. 2P and P. So what is going to be the correct bill? 4 into 2P, 8P plus XP. Yes or no? 4 into 2P, 8P plus XP. What is going to be the wrong bill? See, in the wrong bill, he interchanged. So this should be multiplied with this and this has to be multiplied with this, right? It became X:4. You remember? So X into 2P. So that is going to be 2XP plus 4P, right? Am I making it complex? Now, anyways, try it out. What happens next? What do we have to do? He says by doing this, the bill increased by 50%. See, what the clerk got is this. What the clerk got is this. It is 50% more than this, according to the data. According to the question. Yes or no? What the clerk got is this. What should actually be the case is this. But then the bill increased by 50%. So I can say wrong is 1.5 times correct. You are able to understand this? You are able to understand this equation? The wrong bill is 1.5 times. Why am I taking 1.5 times? Because it increased by 50%, right? This increased by 50%. The bill increased by 50%. So instead of correct bill, we got 50% more. So correct plus 50%. I mean correct value plus 50% of correct value is 1.5 times the correct value, right? This is 150%, which is 1.5 times. You getting it? Increase by 50% is giving us 1.5. Don't get confused. Now just substitute 2xp plus 4p equals to 1.5 times of 8p plus xp. p anyway gets cancelled. It's like common across. So simplify this. 2x plus 4 equals to 1.5 into 8 is 12 plus 1.5x. Now simplify. So 8 is going to be 0.5x. So x is going to be what? 16. Yes or no? X is 16. So the number of brown pairs are 16. But what is the question? You are able to follow? P anyway is common across, it gets eliminated. We have 2x plus 4 equals to 1.5 times 8 plus x. So that makes it 12 plus 1.5. So upon solving you get x equals to 16. He says the ratio of number of black and brown pairs in the original order. Original order, what is the ratio? 4 is to x will become 4 is to 16. 4 is to 16 is what? 1 is to 4. Option 2 will be the answer. Option 2 is going to be the answer. I hope all of you have followed this. It's quite similar to that wheat and rice problem that we had solved a few seconds back. The only difference is here we have, there we had price into quantity. Here again we have the same price into quantity equation which needs to be worked out. It is given differently. This time he says by interchanging the quantities you get a bill which is 50% more than the original bill, than the correct bill. So write that equation properly and then you know the answer. Then you get the number of brown pairs and eventually you get the ratio of black and brown pairs. Assuming all of you have followed this, not really a tricky one, let's move on. Let's take something. So all concepts of ratios, right? You just need to either go by options wherever possible, use options, like in the previous question we had used options, right? Use options and see which one satisfies the given conditions, or solve the given equations wherever you're not able to use options and arrive at the correct answer. Next question. Okay, now I think I have an interesting one. Let's try this. See what it says. Mr. Ram owned 950 gold coins, all of which he distributed amongst his 3 daughters, Lalita, Amita and Neela. Lalita gave 25 gold coins to her husband, Amita donated 15 gold coins and Neela made jewelry out of 30 gold coins. The new ratio of the coins left with them was 20:73:83. How many gold coins did Amita receive from Mr. Ram? Now it's a very important concept, right? The idea behind this question is very, very interesting, and you should understand this really well, because it can be given in different forms, right? The same concept can be used in multiple places. How do you solve it? There were a total of 950 gold coins which were distributed among 3 persons, L, A, N. Now what is the ratio? We do not know. In what ratio were these 950 coins distributed among L, A, M? We do not know. But what we know is, out of whatever Lalita got, she gave 25 gold coins to her husband. Amita gave 15 gold coins from her share in a charity she donated, and Neela made jewelry out of 30 gold coins. So they are left with some number of coins. And the ratio of the coins left with them, remember this 20:73:83 is the ratio of number of coins left with them. How many gold coins did Amita receive from Mr. Ram? Now I'll tell you what usually people try to do. Let's assume the original ratio is L is to A is to N. Lalita is to Amita is to Neela. What some people try to do is L minus 25 is to A minus 15 is to N minus 30 equals to 20:73:83. This is the first equation that comes to our mind. Yes or no? Because from Lalita's share, 25 coins are gone. Amita's share, 15 coins are gone. And from Neela's share, 30 coins are gone. So the balance coins are in the ratio of 20:73:83. I think the moment you write this equation or think of this equation, you're screwing yourself up. This is only going to lead to unnecessary time consumption. Instead, a better way of solving this question would be as follows. What we can do is, see, total 950 gold coins were there initially. Out of these 950, 25 plus 15, 40, 40 plus 30, 70 coins have been spent. So what is the balance? 950 minus 25 minus 15 minus 30. What is the balance? Total is what? 40 plus 30, 70. 950 minus 70 is 80. I can simply say that the 880 coins now are in the ratio of 20:73:83. Yes or no? The balance that we have. Don't try to work on this equation. Don't try to look at this part. L minus 25 is to A minus 15 is to N minus 30. Simply understand that now these 880 coins have to be divided in this ratio. Do that. How do you do it? How do you divide a number in the given ratio? Simple. 73 plus 83 is 156. 150 plus 20 is 176. There are 176 parts. There are 176 parts. Yes or no? So each part will be equal to what? You understand? I'm explaining you the basic concept of ratio and proportion, right? There are total 20 parts for Leela, 73 parts for Amita, and 83 parts for Neela. So 176 parts are adding up to 880. So one part, the value of one part or each part will be 880 by 176, which is 5. That's it. Now this is important. What do I want? I want the number of gold coins Amita received initially from Mr. Ram. Originally, how many coins did she give? Understand, A minus 15 is equal to how many parts? 73 parts. That's it. So I can say A minus 15 is 73 into 5. I know that the value of each part is 5. So 73 parts will be 73 into 5. How much is 73 into 5? 350 and 15, 365. A minus 15 is 365. So A should be what? 380. That's it. There ends the matter. She got 380 coins initially. That's your answer. You're getting it? So simply take the new ratio, understand what will be the new number of coins, right? New number of coins will be whatever initial total minus 25, minus 15, minus 30. Get the new number of coins with each person, and then you know how many coins have been spent by each one of them. So add those coins to get the initial number of coins. So 380 is the final answer to this question, and I think it's a 30-second job, not more than that. 30 seconds you should be able to arrive at the number. Please do not go by the length of the solution or the number of steps that we have put on paper or the amount of time that I'm spending here explaining this. It is not going to take same amount of time for you to solve this question in the exam. You will take far lesser than what we have spent here. I'm not solving the question, I'm explaining it to you, right? There lies the difference. Let's move on. I think here's the next question. Again, a very simple one. How quickly do you arrive at the answer is the question. See what it says. The cost of 8A is equal to 50B. The cost of 8A is equal to the cost of 50B. So simply 8A equals to 50B. That's the equation. 19C is 456. So what will C be equal to? You should divide this mentally. I'll tell you how. What we have to do, 456 by 19. Right? So I will split 456 as 380 plus 76. The immediate reaction I have when I look at 456 is 380 plus 76. Now some of you might wonder, why is it not 400 plus 56? 400 plus 56 is much simpler, right? Or 450 plus 6 is much simpler. Why are we breaking it as 380 plus 76? Because the denominator is 19. Now I need to have something in the numerator which is divisible by 19. And the closest multiple of 19 that I can think of comfortably, closest to 456 is 380, because 19 into 2 is 38, right? So 19 into 20 is 380. That's it. So what do? I immediately break 456 as 380 plus 76. I am not really worried if 76 is divisible by 19 or not. What I'm only looking at is 380 divisible by 19 or not? Yes, it is divisible. What does it give? 380 by 19 is 20. What is left out? 76. Obviously 76 also has to be divisible in this context because we are looking at an integer value. It may or may not be divisible always, right? So you may get a decimal value or a fraction number there, result there. So 380 plus 76 upon 19. 380 upon 19 gives you 20. 76 upon 19 gives you 4. So 20 plus 4, 24. The value of C is 24. C is equal to 24. This definitely works better than your regular division technique, right? 19, then 456, 19 2s are 38. Then 7, then bring this 6 down, 19 4 is 76, remainder is 0, so 24 is the answer. If this is what you're going to do in the exam, I'm sorry, you are not going to be the smartest person taking the exam there. So what I'm trying to say is, by the time you read this, in another couple of seconds or 3 seconds maybe, you should know that C is equal to 24. Moving on, the cost of B is twice the cost of 2C. Look at this, the third equation. Cost of B is twice the cost of 2C, 2 times 2C, which is equal to basically 4C. If C is 24, 4C will be 96. That's it. What is the cost of 3A and 4B together? It's all about equations, all about numbers. 3A and 4B together. Now B is equal to 96. If B is 96, what will be A? A will be 50 into 96 by 8. This 8 goes in the denominator, right? I know 8 goes 12 times here. So 12 times 50 is 600. That's it. I know all the 3 values now. He's asking us to get 3A plus 4B. 3 into 600, 1800. plus 4 into B, 4 into 96, 400 minus 16, 384. So 2184 should be the value. Option 1. I'm sure many of you would now think that why did we even solve this? We all know this. We could have done it ourselves. Yeah, it's a very simple question, but what matters, like I said, is how quickly do you arrive at the answer. So cut down the unnecessary steps, try to keep it simple, try to minimize the paperwork. You will be able to do it better. And I'm sure there are guys who commit mistakes here as well. So it's not about easy question or difficult question, right? It's about doing it perfectly, right? If you have picked up something, do it perfectly in the fastest way possible and keep moving. Okay. All right. Now the next question. Here we go. Try this. What does it say? Divide rupees 370 into 3 parts such that the second part is 1/4 of the third part and the ratio between the first part and third part is 3:5. Find the amounts of these 3 parts respectively. Now don't try to solve the equations. Don't even write the equations. We want to divide 370. First of all, check which options have got sum of 370. There are 370 which has to be divided in 3 parts. 50 plus 120, 170. 170 plus 200, 370. Yes. But then if you see the same numbers are rearranged, right? This is 370. 120, 50, 200, this also is 370, 150, 120, 200, this also is 370, this is 350, so option 4 is eliminated. So with regards to sum 370, I could eliminate only one option, option 4. Option 5, none of this is also there, which can always be correct, but we will verify the other conditions. Now such that second part is 1/4 of third part. Second part should be 1/4 of third part. 120, is it 1/4 of third part? Second part is 120, third part is 200. Is it 1/4? No ways. Option A eliminated. Second part 50, third part 200. Is it 1/4? Yes. Next, now that the second condition is satisfied, go to the third condition. What is the third condition? Ratio between first and third part is 3:5. First part is 120, third part is 200. 120 is to 200. What is the ratio? Is it 3:5? Yes. All the 3 conditions satisfied. Option 2 has to be the answer. You getting it? I know that the numbers are adding to 370. I know that the second part is 1/4 of third part here, and I have also verified that the first part and third part are in the ratio of 3:5. All those are confirmed with option 2. Why do I even put pen on paper? Right? So it's like a visual inspection, right? You should be able to do that. It can be made complex by giving typical numbers. These are like easy, right? 50, 200, so 1/4 is easy. 120, 200, 3:5 is easy. It can be made complex. How do you deal with that? Your numerical skills. Nothing else can help you. Yeah. Okay. I think we will now take up one set of questions on what is called ratio and proportion. Let's try this. Here's the question. Probably the last one. See what it says. Ritu's expense out of her total expenditure in a trip is between travel expenses, accommodation expenses and shopping expenses, and is in the ratio of 5:4:3. It's the ratio of 5:4:3. So what are we talking about? Travel, accommodation and shopping. TAS. Travel, accommodation, shopping. The ratio is 5:4:3. Out of total travel expenses, he spent 25% on bus, 60% on air tickets, and remaining travel expenses are saved. Okay, so this 5 again is split into 3 parts. He spent 25% on bus, 60% on air tickets, the remaining travel expenses are saved. All of the accommodation expenses are spent on hotels. So accommodation entirely spent, nothing is saved. And out of the total expenses on shopping, there's 3 parts. 50% is spent on tax-free products. 47 2/9% is spent on footpath shopping, and the remaining are saved. The total amount saved is 17,500. From the above information, what is the total amount on accommodation expenses? What is the amount on accommodation expenses? How do you do this? First of all, let's look at it. This is like 5x, 4x, and 3x. And you should not write this. You should understand this mentally. 5x, 4x, 3x is the expense. Total expense is how much? 12x. Total expenditure is 12x. Yes or no? 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 3, 12x. Now, if you look at travel expenses, 5x is the value here. Out of this 5x, 25% is gone on bus tickets, 60% is gone on air tickets. So 25 plus 60 is how much? 25% plus 60%, 85%. 85% is spent. And the remaining are saved. So out of 5x, if you spend 85, 20 plus 65, 25 plus 60, 85 is spent, balance is how much? 15%. 15% of what? 5x. What is 15% of 5x? 0.75x. Yes or no? You getting it? 10% of 5x is 0.5x. 5% of 5x is 0.25x. 0.5x plus 0.25x is 0.75x. So basically I know that out of the total expenditure on 12x, 0.75x is saved out of travel. This is the travel savings. Accommodation, anyway, we know he spent entirely on hotels. Forget about that. Now comes the third part, shopping. What happened in shopping? 50% was spent on tax-free products. 47 2 by 9. 47 2 by 9 was spent on footpath shopping. Now what is travel? What is shopping expenses? 3x. Out of this 3x, 150% is gone in tax-free. The balance out of the remaining, then 47 2 by 9 is gone in whatever that footpath shopping. What is balance now? Savings now? Tell me. See, total should be 100%, right? This 3x should add up to 100%. So 50 plus 47, 97. 97 means balance should be 3. But one more fraction is gone here, 2 by 9. So I will say 27 by 9%. 27 by 9% is saved. This is saved. If I have to do the same for 5x, what happened in 5x? 25% on bus tickets, 60% on air tickets, remaining 15% was saved. So this 15x we took here. Getting it? 25 plus 60, 85, 85 plus 15, 100. Here 50 plus 47, 97, 97 plus 2, 99, and 2 by 7 and 7, 2 by 9 and 7 by 9 is 1. 99 plus 100. So this much is saved. So what is savings? 27 by 9% of this 3x. Yes or no? This 3x. Whatever that value is. Right? I mean 27 by 9, it's like 25 by 9, right? 25 by 9 or 25 by 900 into 3x. You're getting it? 2 9 18, 18 7 25. 25 into 3x by 900 basically, or 9 into 100, let me say. 9 into 100. 100%, right? So 100. So this goes 4 times, this goes 3 times. We have x by 12. X by 12. This is the savings out of shopping expenses. Now what else we know here is that the total amount saved is 17,500. So can I say this 0.75x plus this x by 12 is equal to 17,500? Yes. 0.75x is like 3x by 4 to make things simple, because this is a fraction, right? Let me convert this also into a fraction. So basically what we are saying is 3x by 4 plus x by 12 is 17,500. Yes or no? Total savings. There were only 2 savings, travel savings and shopping savings. We got 17,500. Now simplify this further. I want the LCM, right? I'll instead of taking it as 9 by 4, I'll take 3 by 4, I'll take it as 9 by 12. Nothing wrong, right? I'm multiplying both numerator and denominator by 3. So 3 into 3, 9. 4 into 3, 12. You know why did I multiply by 3? Because I want the denominator same, 12. So 9x plus x, 10x. 10x is equal to 17,500 into this 12. I mean that calculation you need to do now. It's like 1750 into 12. 1750 into 12 is what? 17,500 plus 1750 into 2 is 3,500. So that's like 21,000. So I know that the value of x. What did we find out here? Yeah. So what did we get? 9 by 12, x by 12, 10x by 12. Something is wrong. Why am I getting the total value is only 21,000? Out of shopping expenses, 50 on tax free, 47 2 by 9 on footpath shopping, and remaining, yeah, so remaining is only this much, right? 27 by 9, 27 by 9 percentage. Is this correct? 25, 60, 85, 85 plus 15, yeah, 15% of 5x. Yeah. So total expense x, total x, yeah, x comes out to be 21,000. Sorry. So we have got x equals to 21,000. Yeah, I think it's correct. Nothing is wrong. 21,000. Now what do we want? He says, what is the total amount on accommodation expenses? Total amount of accommodation expenses. How much is that? 4x. 4x. So if x is 21,000, what should be 4x? 84,000. So accommodation should be 84,000. Option E is the answer. Right? Option E is the answer. Sorry, I think. So this is another problem that we have in the exam, right? I mean, sometimes you think something is wrong. I was thinking something is wrong with the calculation, but actually it's correct. And then I doubt my ability, recheck the whole solution and found nothing wrong there and wasted whatever 35 seconds in just that confusion. So it's important that you be confident, right? I mean, this is like real life situation, real exam situation. So yeah, x comes out to be 21,000. So 4x is 84,000. There's one more question based on the same data. I mean, I'm sure we will not be spending so much time for just one mark, right? So if this is the next question. Ritu's total amount on the trip is, what is the total amount? See, total amount is 12x. We have already calculated, right? 12x. And we know that x is 21,000. So total will be what? 12 into 21,000. What is 12 into 21? You're getting it? Total we know is 12x, and we have found x to be, x is how much? 21,000. So just do this. So 12 times 21. So 210 plus 42, 252, 252,000. Option B is the answer. Yeah, I think 2 questions and it's worth solving it. Again, for every question, what matters is your ability to deal with those numbers, right? If you can't tackle that 47 2 by 9 percentage and you write too many steps, it becomes difficult. And I don't want to boast about what we have done. We are actually writing too many steps here. And that is because I want to explain this to you, right? You can cut down a lot of these steps that we have put here. I mean 50%, 47 2 by 9 percentage. So you should know that the remaining is 2 7 by 9. And directly write 2 7 by 9. Don't waste your time in writing 50%, then 47 2 by 9 percentage. Likewise, if one is 60, the other is 25, balance is of course 15%. So you directly play with that 15% of 5x. You know it's 0.75x. So I think what you put on paper should be only some droplets out of this whole thing that we have put here, right? Just sprinkle whatever is really required on paper and deal with those numbers. So one side we have 15% of 5x, which is 0.75x. The other side we have 2 7 by 9 percentage, which comes out to be whatever 25 by 9 percentage of 3x. Add this up, equate it to whatever savings, 17,500, you get the value of x. And that x will help you solve all the questions. Whether there are 2 or 3 or 5 questions now, everything is based on x. Whether he's asking for total travel expenses or accommodation expenses or travel expenses by air. Suppose he says, what is the expenditure on travel by air? You know that total travel is 5x. By air, it is 60%. 60% of 5x is 3x. So 3x is the answer. X is 21,000, 3x will be 63,000. As simple as that. Suppose he says, how much did we spend on tax-free products? 50%. 50% of what? 3x. Total shopping expense is 3x. Out of that 3x, 50% was spent on tax-free. So 50% of 3x is 1.5x. 1.5x. X is 21,000. 21,000, right? Yeah, 21,000. 1.5x will be 21,000 plus 10,500. 31,500. Clear? He could also, to make it complex, maybe he'll say what is the expense on footpath shopping. Now that's a little tedious, right? I mean, 47 2 by 9 percentage of whatever, how much did we get? 3x, right? 3x is 63,000. Yeah, total shopping is 3x, so 63,000. Now you have to take 47 2 by 9 percentage of 63,000. So you should not be solving it, in my view. You should look at the options and eliminate the wrong ones. See, 47 2 by 9 is very close to 50 percentage. So half of 63,000 is 31,500. So you know that answer should be less than 31,500. Look at the options. Eliminate the wrong ones. If there are multiple options closer to less than 31,500, then maybe you go for the next step. Right? I mean, approximately 47 2 by 9 can be taken as 47 percentage, let's say. So meaning 50 percentage minus 3 percentage. Now 3 percentage of 63,000 is 613 to 3. That's like 1900. So 31,500 minus 1900. That's approximately, or that's actually 29,600. So now see which option is closer to 29,600. It should be slightly more than 29,600 because we have considered 47 percentage. Actual answer is 47 2 by 9 percentage. And I'm sure you will be left with only one option after doing this slicing and dicing, right? First look at 50 percentage range, then look at 47 percentage range, and so on. If the options are really spaced closely, very closely, then you may have to do the exact calculation, which is the problem with all of us. But that can be simplified if you are good with numbers. So I think the whole quantitative aptitude, like I've always said, boils down to only one skill, your numerical skill. Play with numbers. Spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes every day on doing the simple calculations. 2-digit multiplications, percentages, divisions, etc. I'm sure the next 1 month itself you'll find a huge difference. You'll start feeling the difference in the way you look at numbers and confidently apply it. What happens is many students practice, but in the exam they're like, boss, I don't want to take a chance, right? Let me do it on paper. Then what's the fun? Why did you do it? Why did you practice so much? Yeah. So you should have that confidence, right? Confidence is really important. Okay, so I think on this note, we'll close the discussion here. Thank you all for joining us. Questions were simple, but I think the idea was to revisit the concept. And if you want to learn more on basics of ratio and proportion or advanced questions from ratio and proportions, a lot of videos are available on our YouTube channel. Please follow that. Do subscribe to the channel and maybe hit that bell icon so that you get notified about these live sessions and videos that we upload. We'll meet again soon. We'll keep you notified about the next class. Until then, keep practicing, and yes, do take very good care of yourselves. Bye.